Imagine this. You wake up, stretch, put your foot down beside the bed, then instantly yank it back as the entire floor of your room bubbles, glows, and shifts like a molten ocean. That's right. The floor is literally lava. Streets melt. Buildings crack. Cars sink like marshmallows in a bonfire. Humanity has seconds to react before everything we know becomes a burning, glowing nightmare. Today, we're diving into what would really happen if the floor suddenly turned into lava. How long could humans survive? Could civilization adapt? And is there any way life on Earth continues? Welcome back to the channel. If you love mind-bending, what-if scenarios, cinematic science, and dramatic alternate realities, hit that like button and subscribe, because this one is about to get extremely hot. So let's imagine the impossible becomes real. Every solid surface below knee height across the entire planet instantly transforms into molten lava heated to 1,200 degrees Celsius. In the first second, wooden floors ignite, carpet vaporizes, shoes melt into sticky black liquid, and the air fills with scorching waves of heat. Within 5 seconds, anyone standing or walking is in catastrophic danger. Metal furniture begins to glow red. Chair legs collapse. Anything that touches the ground disintegrates. But strangely, some people survive. Anyone on a bed, a sofa, a desk, a bus seat. They have a little time. A few seconds before the world changes forever. Within 10 seconds, every major city becomes chaos. Collapsing furniture, falling humans, burning plastic, and toxic smoke everywhere. But the nightmare is only beginning. Lava doesn't stay still. It moves. It flows through homes, through streets, through entire neighborhoods. Inside houses, floors give way, heat rises, and glass shatters from thermal shock. People trapped in apartments are forced to climb onto tables, countertops, balconies, anything that gets their bodies as far as possible from the liquid fire below. Now we enter the first minute. Humans scramble upward, jumping onto shelves, cars, rooftops, anything that isn't instantly melting. Streets become flowing rivers of orange molten rock, pushing cars into buildings. Plastic pipes explode. Underground cables ignite. Cars burst into flames as fuel tanks rupture. The heat is strong enough to ignite things without even touching them. Forests catch fire. Houses burst into flame. Within 60 seconds, temperatures in most buildings become deadly. The air fills with smoke and burning chemicals. People escape to rooftops, balconies, and elevated areas, while everything around them collapses. After 1 hour, the world is almost unrecognizable. Lava spreads like a glowing ocean across cities. Roads, sidewalks, parking lots, floors, everything becomes one connected sheet of molten rock. Power stations fail. Water lines burst. Internet and electricity collapse globally. Skies fill with smoke and volcanic gases. Air traffic shuts down. Planes are forced to land immediately, but runways don't exist anymore. Humanity returns to a primitive rule: survive by staying above the lava or die trying. But surviving isn't simple. Lava doesn't cool quickly. It can take months or years to solidify. Cities are no longer cities. They're volcanic wastelands. Anyone who finds themselves on a roof has bigger problems than just the heat. There's no way to climb down. No food. No water. No safe air. Temperatures remain at 60 to 80 degrees Celsius, even meters above the lava. Some survivors begin moving from rooftop to rooftop using ladders, planks, or makeshift bridges. Urban landscapes turn into massive elevated obstacle courses. But the heat continues to rise, poisoning the air and turning the atmosphere toxic. Rain becomes acidic. Plants die. Animals vanish. The entire ecosystem collapses. Earth begins to resemble a miniature Venus, hot, smoky, and hostile. So could humanity adapt? Ironically, people near oceans might have the highest chance. Water absorbs heat, and offshore platforms or ships remain safe for a while. Survivors may gather on oil rigs, floating cities, or massive ships far from land. Governments may evacuate citizens to sea-based safe zones. Humanity becomes a species forced to live above the earth, never touching the ground again. Elevated megastructures, towers, floating walkways, suspended platforms might become the foundation of a new civilization. Eventually, the lava begins cooling. Hardened lava becomes new land, thick, uneven, and full of trapped gases. But the damage is catastrophic. Plants cannot regrow. Soil is gone. Animals are gone. The atmosphere is polluted. The world might be technically survivable, but only with extreme engineering. Artificial farms, desalination plants, air filtration systems, and new infrastructure built high off the ground. Earth becomes a planet-wide furnace that slowly crusts over into a black volcanic landscape. But could this event ever actually happen? Scientifically, no. Melting the entire surface of the Earth at once would require temperatures hotter than the surface of the Sun in some areas and energy equivalent to billions of nuclear explosions. It would take a massive cosmic event or supernatural force to melt every floor simultaneously. But imagining this impossible scenario shows us something important: how fragile our environment is, how dependent we are on the simple idea of solid ground, and how quickly civilization collapses if one basic rule of life suddenly stops working. So, what if the floor was literally lava? Cities burn, civilization collapses, humanity climbs upward, and a new world emerges where touching the ground means instant death. If you enjoyed this fiery journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. What insane, what if should I explore next? And stay off the floor. It's still hot.